Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down every single goal scored in the Premier League, use my over 20 plus years coaching experience to try to give you some insight. Whether you want to become a better coach, become a coach, better player, or just know a little bit more about the football. And don't forget to hit subscribe because it makes you sexy. It does, it's true. So let's just look at this right now. Aston Villa versus West Ham. Now, first off, West Ham are in the white. Now, because one thing Aston Villa and West Ham, they both wear a similar claret and blue type kit. I think a kit. That's the name of it, I believe. Now, there's a huge psychology behind kit colours. I don't know if you know this. And if you're playing in white, it's one of the weakest colours to play in. There's only one team that gets really away with doing it, and it's Real Madrid, because they're Real Madrid. But genuinely, white equals surrender, subconsciously in your mind. And there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of studies going back for decades about this stuff. I'll go into a little bit more detail about that and what kit colour that you want to pick for your team and right and wrong. But I have a feeling that's some of the impact here, because I don't think West Ham are this bad of a football team. And I don't think Villa are that good. But there's a little bit more going on here. And I think that's some play to it, because they're playing against themselves, if you look at it. And that happens, a massive effect subconsciously. Now, you might think it won't. No, it doesn't happen to me as a player. Yes, it actually does. Yeah, there's God, the amount of money thrown in football, to find out every little winning detail, down to whether or not the colour of the socks matter and whether or not you can pass better because the socks are a different colour. Yes, it all matters. But let's get on to the first goal and stop me ranting on that, because I can go on to that for days. Let's have a look at this first goal. It's a well-taken goal, actually, but let's have a look at this defender. His body shape's awful because he's not pushing him in a direction. His shoulders are here, his head's this way, so this guy can now go whichever direction he wants. This guy hasn't cut off the line. He hasn't tried to show him inside. He's not tried to push him down here and have a defender help him. He's doing nothing. He's waiting for the attacker, the guy with the ball, to make the decision. He is not in control of the situation in this stance. What does the would-be attacker do? Move him forward, pushes him back. Soon as he pushed him back, okay, if you want to know something, what's he done? He's transferred his body weight onto his back of his heels. As soon as you've transferred his body weight, you can explode down the line. What he does, pump, pump, and he goes straight past him. Let's watch that again. Let's just show you that, because you can do this. If you're a winger, you're pushing back, you wait until he stands backwards, and then you move and you go, because he can't get his balance back and move forward at the same time. Yeah, because you're already going backwards. Now he needs to change his momentum, go forwards. Even if the guy's faster than you, you can catch him. And the reason he's able to do it is because the guy's body position is absolutely terrible. Let's move this forward a little bit more. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Gets a little pass coming here on the inside. Now this is trust from a teammate. What dumph. Trust from a teammate. He's got to have a call here, because this guy's getting closed down. It's actually quite good defensively. They're doing a good job, but he just flicks it. No look pass with the outside of his foot, and he smashes it into the goal. Now, the keeper should have done a little bit better here, in my opinion. He just lets it trickle in. Let's have a look from the different perspective from the keeper, so you can see what I mean a little bit more. Here you go. Look, it's right down the keeper's throat. He's going straight into here, near post. The keeper should be having this all day long, but he doesn't. Bosh. Doof. There we go. Right next to the keeper. Now, yeah, I know, keepers, before you start yelling at me, I know that's the hardest place to save, is right by your feet, because you've got to dive down and get the strength on it, and you can't really do it. I get that, but you're a Premier League goalkeeper. And actually, if he doesn't dive and he uses his foot, he clears the ball. Yeah, I know. He won't use his foot because he's a goalkeeper. He's going to dive and use his hands. I get it, keepers, before you yell at me. But, yeah, that's exactly... look, I just think the keeper should have done better there. I really do. But it's all credit from that no-look pass and trusting his teammate, and he's on top of the D, and he smacks it in the net box. Let's have a look at the next goal. Shock. It's a penalty in the Premier League. And it doesn't go to VAR, which I'm actually shocked about. But there we go. There's the little run. He's going in. He's beating the defender here. He's got on the wrong side of the defender. And he just brings him down. Clear penalty. They don't need to do a replay of it. It's obvious it's a pen. But there. Yeah. And they scored the penalty. What a surprise, eh? Premier League football penalties. Oh, my God. However, if you look at it from this angle, it does look a bit weak. Compared to the arm push from, I can't remember who it was. I think it was some Harry Maguire. Of course I can remember who it was. In someone's back yesterday. And now you're looking at this. Bosh, look, that's a pretty weak push. Yeah, he clatters into him. Look, he's got his leg wrapped around him and he goes down. But, yeah, it is a pen, but I don't know. It's a little bit soft for me. The guy should be strong enough and beat him around the corner. But, yeah, we'll look at the little pen. Never missed a penalty personally, ever in the history of ever, because I've never taken one. I just refuse. Actually, no, I think I've taken a couple, but, yeah. Bosh puts it in straight down the middle, keeping no chance because he's dived out of the way and he just put it down there. And on we go to the next goal. Nothing special there to see. Okay, we can see this right now. Here's the ball. It's going to go into Jared Bowen's feet here. But this is what I want you to look at, and this is what I don't like this striker's doing here. He doesn't really know what he's doing. Okay, and I'll tell you why. It's because this is the space that this guy, when he receives the ball, he wants to turn into. right? He wants to go this way, or he wants to go this way around his player. Either way, he wants to go this way, and this guy's already here, or this way. Okay, and if he does, this guy needs to be making a run into the box that way. Or, as soon as he starts coming back this way, he pulls this defender out of this space and makes it easier for him. Can you see what I'm talking about? This defender here needs to be pulled away. This guy does here. So when he receives the ball, if he comes inside, he's not there because the striker's pulled him this way. Or if he's gone down this way, this defender's not there because the striker's pulled him back this way. See what I'm talking about? He's not doing it. He's coming in, and as he's coming in, he's narrowing the space for the guy on the ball. As he's narrowing the space, what's that called? Oh yeah, that's called defending. So as an attacker, he's actually defending for his own, for the other team. He doesn't realise it. He's squeezing in, bosh, bosh, bosh. Look, do you see what I mean? He's actually in the way. He's brought the player in. It turns out it's actually okay because this you'll see what happens in a minute. But you don't want to be doing this. If you're a striker, get away, give him that space so he can run into that space there that you were just occupying. As he goes forward, dosh, 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 he has a little look up, skip, and he smacks it. And it does hit that defender that you've dragged over there, and it goes in the goal. But as a rule, don't do that. Don't be coming over here to that extra space. Keep your space. But also, as well, I want you to notice something, because if you do this as a player, I would yell at you if I'm coaching you. Watch Jared Boeing. I know he's doing it because he's looking up, right? And you might do the same thing, but he skips before he takes a shot. Watch. Don't see that skip? I'll show you that again. See that skip? Don't do this. Skip. Do you see that? Skip. Don't do that. That takes too much time. I know why he's doing it. He's skipping because he's looking up. That's his pause in his strike to see where he wants to put the ball. But don't do that. Yeah, and there's many, many reasons. Oh God. I normally go into them on coaching courses and stuff. But as you skip, generally both feet are off the ground. You're really vulnerable. And the amount of leg breaks and stuff you see from people doing that stupid skip, and then they try to actually get caught in a tackle. Yeah, it's awful stuff. But yeah, off we go to the next goal. Now this is just a foot race. West Ham have pushed up too far. Look, they've got their little defensive shape, but you've got players that have just been pulled apart all over the place, and they've left the channels open. And here's the other difference, okay? So you see their back four like this. All this nonsense about playing the ball out of the back is from hipster coaches that don't have a bloody clue what they're talking about. Yes, I'm talking about Pep Guardiola and all these other idiots. The reason why they do it is because they've got a world-class football team. When anyone else is trying to do it, the reason it doesn't work is because the easiest way to the goal is over everybody's head. You cannot have width without depth. Yeah, I'm well aware of what I'm drawing, boys. You cannot have width without depth, okay? If you just go long, because everyone's squeezed up, you can beat people all the time, especially if they're squeezing you or high pressing you or all of this nonsense with three midfielders. You just put the ball over them. And the reason you can do that is because the left and the right back have to push forward. So if you've got 1-2 actual strikers playing forward like this, which they have, you can exploit them all the time, and they do. Catch them. It's a simple ball. Now it's just a simple foot race. If you look, he's nowhere near close enough. I think that's Kurt Zouma, nowhere near close enough. Maybe if we put a cat near him, he'd kick it hard enough. But off we go, moving it down, bosh, bosh, bosh. He's trying his hardest. I thought Kurt Zouma was faster than that. I don't know who this wee man is, but he's pacey, because I thought Kurt Zouma was pretty quick, to be fair. Here's where it starts to slow down. What's your next decision going to be? Is fellow strikers not close enough? Right, what I'd be wanting you to do, if you're a striker like this, can you see that there's 1-2 defenders in front of you? And your mate's got the ball. Don't look for the worldy pass across here. Don't have to do that. Make it easy for him. Split the 2 defenders. Come inside here. Cut that guy out. So if he does want to pass it to you, it's around 1 player instead of a worldy pass around 2. You make that inside run straight down the middle. Yeah, and the other thing you do is you take that guy who might look at you. Okay? Bosh, as we move it forward, he puts a little bit of a move here. Nothing special. Does look like he's going to go on his right foot. Dosh, bang, roofs it. Let's just watch that again, because Kurt Zouma gets done by this little bit of a move. As it comes in, he slows it down. He slows the pace down after sprinting. Dosh switches it over there, gets a bit of a space and smashes it and roofs it. Keeper's no chance, to be fair, because it's in the back of the net before we can react to that sort of close distance. But I thought Kurt Zouma could be much tighter. Didn't get close enough and just let the guy run away with it. Let's get on to the last goal. I am going to show you this little move here because it's not exactly right, but he's close to getting it right. I want you to look at his hips from they're facing this way to then they're going this way, okay? So he's going, his head's down here and then he's going this way here, right? What I was talking about in one of my other videos is why people can't do step overs properly in the Premier League. It's because they don't actually move their hips. This guy does, watch. bonk, bonk. See how his hips are in a completely different direction, completely changed, completely taken him unawares. That's how you do it. Well, he hasn't done it completely right because he hasn't gone enough to his right-hand side over to the left. But he's getting close. But that is the difference in the move. That's why he can do it, because his hips are good. It's probably one of the better ones I've seen so far this season. He does a good job. Unfortunately, Kurt Zuma doesn't know what he's doing, and the guy smashes it in the top of the net. I always wanted to give him some praise there because he's actually done it. I'd say about a 7 out of 10. There we go. This is just bad defending, boys and girls. This is what this is. Look at this guy, unmarked. He looks at him. He goes, "Nah, I'm not going to mark him, mate. He's not worth it." There's no real pressure on the ball. This guy's going to do it. Okay, great. But it's just awful. This is a free pass in. Look, it's a free pass into the box. Bosh. Completely unmarked. This is the Premier League. He's in the box, unmarked. Bosh. He takes the touch. Actually, it's a pretty good first touch because he wants to shoot right there. If that defender hasn't closed him down as quick as he had, he would have just fired that. I don't know if he would have scored from that tight angle, but he checks really well. Dosh gets himself an extra yard. That's a really good little inside check there. What's this? Checks in the inside. What he does, he stands over the ball with the one foot and then pulls it back in with the other. That's one of those, you've probably done it when you're a kid, playing with your mates. It's making them think that you're going one way with the ball. You're just standing over it, or you're putting your foot forward, stamping on the ground over and over again. Go on then, mate. Go on then. And they take the bait, especially when they're in motion, and then he just smashes it into the roof of the net. 4-1. Villa are a half-decent side. They've got a great coach. They're not going to make top 4, but they are going to be pushing. They'll be around, sniffing for that 5th place for a European spot. They're going to be in and around there, even though they lost 4-0 to Newcastle at the start. Was it 4-0 or was it 5-0 to Newcastle at the start of the season? But I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.